Hey, my name is Megan Palmer, and today I'm going to be talking about the topic of the motherhood penalty, which is where mothers are treated very differently in the workplace compared to non-mothers and men and fathers. And the motherhood penalty affects mothers' home life as well as their children's, and which can it can affect their children's developmental outcomes, which is very severe. And the mothers, they experience more drastic issues compared to men and non-mothers in the workforce. For example, they're less likely to be hired, they have unfair wages, and they experience negative attitudes in the workplace, and which can cause them to have a negative attitude, and they can bring it home to their family and children. When they experience stress at work, they can bring it home to their children, which it can cause their children to be stressed, which is not good on their mental and physical health. And a risk factor for children is poverty. And mothers are paid significantly less than their coworkers. And that can cause children to have developmental disabilities as well. The motherhood penalty has been around for many, many years, and it's still happening today. They're treated unequally. There's bunches of evidence to prove this fact. Women are less likely to be hired because there's a notion that they're less likely to show up to work because they need to take care of their children. It's also believed that mothers will take off work to take their child to daycare, pick them up from daycare, take them to the doctor for personal health reasons, family emergencies, because fathers are more likely to stay at work and call the wife to go pick up the children if need be. The motherhood penalty fatherhood bonus is a concept that explains how mothers are paid less than non-mothers and fathers are paid more than non-fathers. And this is because fathers are expected to be the head of the household and provide for their family, and mothers are expected to have less work hours to care for their children. Mothers and fathers are both very important pieces of a household, and they should both be paid the same. They should both be treated the same because they both have the responsibility of providing for their family and taking care of their children. And what many occupations don't realize is that a lot of homes don't have a father. There's a bunch of single mother families, so the mother is responsible for a lot of the costs of the household. And if a mother has less work hours, she's getting paid less. And if she gets laid off work or fired, who's going to take care of the expenses of the household? That's a big issue today. Another concept that exists is the per-child wage gap, and it directly affects mothers and the outcome of their work. There's a 5% wage decrease for every child that a mother has, and there's evidence to prove this. Childless women earn salaries that are significantly closer to the salaries of men. And as you know, there's a gender wage gap, but there's also a per-child wage gap. They're two different things. Children should not have to endure the after effects of what women and mothers face at work on a daily basis. Work should be a place where everybody feels welcome, and it's not. That's not the case now. The concept isn't just for the United States either. It happens all over the world. And because of the motherhood penalty, women can often, as I've said before, they can be stressed, and this can have significant negative impacts on a child's life. In our textbook, we talk about Urie Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory that states that a child's exosystem can directly affect them. This consists of things around them, such as their parents' work, even though the child doesn't have an active role in their mother's work, it still affects them very much. When a strong adverse experience disrupts a child's life, it can cause them to have developmental delays. It can set them back significantly. Extreme poverty and stress has long-lasting effects on children, even if you can't see it with your eyes. You have to really dig deep, and you need to be open to talking to your children. Get them to talk to you if there's an issue, if you feel like there may be an issue. Also, early intervention is very, very important if a child has developmental delays, because trying to prevent the issue before it gets bad is very good for the child. That we need to consider that when we notice that our child has developmental delays, if or when. And the purpose of this whole topic is to bring light to the struggles that mothers face on a daily basis. They're not treated the same. They're paid differently. They're less likely to be hired. And everybody needs to work. Like, it's a part of life. When you get older, it's known that you're going to have to work. The motherhood penalty is a great example of how harsh mothers are treated in the workplace. It's responsible for stripping women of their rights in the workplace, which in turn affects their children. And it needs to be talked about more. I didn't know about this topic until last year, and even though I'm not a mother, I like to know about it. It's a good topic to learn. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.